What is going on, guys? Joey Franzo here with Flex Training Systems. Today, I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about technique. Why does technique matter? Is there such thing as perfect technique? What do we try to achieve by optimizing our technique? Um, that being said, here we go. So, what do we try to do with technique, right? What's the point of even focusing on technique? Why is technique even a thing? First off, I think, once you have your technique down, I think a lot of people overthink the technique thing, and they're constantly changing things, and their body can never really adapt to whatever it is they're trying to do, and then that's how they see, kind of stagnation. But really, technique to me is a way for us to perform the lift, right? We're talking about powerlifting here, but it can also work in bodybuilding, whatever, different goals, right? Perform the lift in a way that's going to allow you to lift the most amount of weight possible while, staying safe and like progressing without pain, right? Now, that's going to look very different for many different people. Some people are gonna have a like a phrase that I hate so much is textbook form, because like literally in itself, you look at those diagrams and the person that they're using has like perfect leverages to dictate whatever it is they're trying to show you, when in reality there are like literally billions of different humans on Earth, and everybody has a different structure, and some people are never going to be able to squat like that diagram. They're not even some people are never going to get close. Some people are going to literally have to fold in half with their knees on their shoulders in order to hit depth, right? While other people are going to be super upright, and they're going to have perfect, like they're just literally going to remain vertical. They're going to go up and down, all quads, and that's just how they are. And there's like, it's literally predetermined. Like, it's literally some of it is predetermined, like the way that your femur fits into your socket in the squat, the limb lengths on bench and deadlift and stuff like that. So, when people say textbook form, it's like textbook form. So what they really mean is good form relative to that lifter's anatomy. Some people are always going to have an ugly lift. Some people cannot perform a maximal conventional deadlift without what is perceived by the internet to be a catback. That's just how it's going to be. You know what I mean? And people need to understand, and sometimes, ask yourself the question, am I getting stronger? Am I getting stronger safely? If you don't have a coach, just kind of look at your technique and use common sense and try to understand, am I losing power somewhere? Is there inefficiencies in my bar path? Am I pressing off my chest on the bench press, and my hips are loose? So there's a lot of movement going on, and I feel like I could be tighter, had I been on an incline bench, or if my setup was much better or something like that. Good technique helps us kind of transfer the most amount of force into the bar. It helps us maintain kind of just good posture, keep our body tight, so we're able to handle a good amount of volume, right? We need to hit that, call it the MED, minimum effective dose, so the amount that you need to do in order to progress, right? That's going to be a different kind of amount for every person. That's why I like RPE so much, because you can give two people a 3x5 at an 8, and that's going to look very different for each person, but it's going to be relative to what they'll probably need to progress. There's a sweet spot that you can kind of mess with, and that's one of the beauties within RPE. It kind of has it built into it. So your technique, like I said, you should adjust your technique in a way that allows you to hit those markers, right? So progressing and not getting hurt, no pain, right? When you're lifting, mechanically you want to be sound, but you want to lift. Obviously, we're trying to lift the most amount of weight possible, and if you can progress over time that way, great. Your technique's good. How often do we see a football player or a baseball player that I would say maybe less in baseball, but a football player that throws the ball, or a basketball player even, throws the ball or shoots the ball a certain way, and then they get into college, they get into, you know, the big leagues, which is very rare, but let's say they do, and there's a, like the coach, they get a new coach and the coach wants to change their shot, and it just messes them up. Like, it messes them up so bad. They try to give them this textbook form. They try to give them this shot that maybe it's uncomfortable for them. Maybe for their body, it's not ideal. You know, some people, I remember in basketball, some coaches, they try to get you to throw the ball like kind of with your index finger off of your middle finger. But growing up, I was really good at kind of doing it a little different and using my ring and pinky and middle finger, just because of, you know, my ring finger is a little bit longer. And I got very, very good at shooting. I was just like a stationary shooter. And then when I got older, I mean, I actually got very sick and I lost a lot of weight. And then when I came back, I just focused on lifting, and then I became a close range guy. So, you know, things changed in that regard. But I never really had that you know, textbook way of doing it. I think other things, like maybe golf is a little bit more linear or one-dimensional, and that you kind of need to do it a certain way. But I don't know. I mean, I don't really know shit about golf. But in regards to powerlifting, all I know is that different technique and optimal technique is going to be different for different people. I have a girl that can round her back on a sumo deadlift and be fine and not have any issues at lockout. That doesn't even make sense, right? That shouldn't. But there's always anomalies out there. There's people that train a certain way that I disagree with strongly, but they're able to see progress for whatever reason. Maybe they're on steroids. Maybe they just have crazy genetics, whatever. Everybody's different. There's no one way to do it. There's a lot of different ways to get stronger. There's a lot of different quote-unquote textbook techniques relative to the person. So, you know, next time when, like, for all you guys listening to this, if somebody says, hey, you should be doing a lift this way, you could refer them to this video, or take what I taught you in this video and say, no, this technique works for me. My coach said it was good, so leave me alone. I'm paying him, not you, etc. Or you could just say, you know, this is the way that I like doing the lift that feels best for me. You know, and yeah, that's really it. Like, if your hips are shooting out of the hole on squat, you should probably widen your stance a little bit. If you don't feel tight in the bottom of the hole on squat, maybe you don't need to be in heels. Maybe you're losing power there. You know, there's a lot of different, like, there's so many different specific things that there's no really point in me talking about, because I'm not, like, I need to work with an individual person to kind of decipher, like, what they need. Yeah, determine what they need. But, you know, it just, you see, like, I swear, like, the internet just lets people, you know, kind of put stuff out there when, you know, they just don't understand that there's more than one way of thinking. You need to have an open mind. There's so many different people out there. There's so many different ways of doing something. So, but yeah, guys, that's my little take on technique. So good technique. What is good technique? It's relative to the person. It depends on their situation, their context, and all that. So if you guys made it this far, let me get a hashtag, whatever the hell you want, in the comments below. I appreciate you guys making it this far. If you guys are interested, I do have, of course, we got Flex Tees back in the shop. That's gonna be in the description. Yeah, Flex 10, FLEXX10 for PR Breaker, 10% discount, which is actually pretty good. And yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.